Noted psychologist Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." And on the road to breakthrough, one of the most important aspects is us to take consistent action over time in order to get the results that we want. Hi everyone, Chris NATZKE here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. So this week marks a third week in a three-week series that I've been sharing, what I call the 3 C's of creating breakthroughs. In week 1, we took a look at the idea of clarifying the vision of what you wanted to create in your life and to have that breakthrough result. And then what we did in week 2 is we talked about creating a plan in order to make that a reality. And this week we're going to talk about the magic of consistent action and 3 secrets, 3 things that I've been using not only in my own personal life but in the people that I coach to help people have the breakthroughs they desire and they deserve. You know, one of the things that I've really come to know is that in the coaching world, we'll oftentimes talk about taking massive action toward getting a result. And I think that sometimes massive action is the best way for us to get the results we desire. I mean, if I went to the doctor and I got a diagnosis that I was ill, I would maybe need to take some massive action in terms of changing my diet, my nutrition, my health plan in order to make sure that I remain healthy and on this planet. So massive action definitely has its place. But what I've oftentimes found is that when people say they're going to take massive action, what they do is they blast out of the starting gates in a super, super hot way, but then they can't maintain that level. And pretty soon what happens, oftentimes very quickly, is they'll begin to tail off. And then they start judging themselves for not maintaining that action, and then they quit altogether. But what I have found is taking those small, consistent action steps over time, that's what leads to massive results. One of the great examples I've had of this, it comes that I've read in a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he basically articulates that, think about this. Think about if you in your life chose that you wanted to have a monumental breakthrough in something, but the way you're going to get there is you're going to just choose on getting 1% better each and every day over the course of a year. And he said, if you were to do this, what you'd find is at the end of that first year, you would have literally been 37 times better than when you started. Not bad, right? Now the question then begs, well, what would happen if you maintain that level of 1% increase of performance for another year? So you did 2 years consecutively. Many of us would say, well, at the end of 2 years, you'd be 78 times better than when you started. But that's not what happens. What literally happens is you would be 1,400 times better than when you started, because good habits don't add up. They compound. They begin to build off of each other. Same thing as if you maintain that for 5 years, you wouldn't be, 2,800 or 5,000 times better. You'd be 76 million times better. So good habits don't add up. They compound. Those consistent actions over time lead to massive results. So here's what I'd like to share with you. 3 ideas, 3 secrets that I find if you were to maintain consistent action will lead you definitely to breakthrough. And the number 1 is this, is break down your breakthrough into daily tasks. What are things that you can do each and every day to get you one step closer? You see, many times what we'll do is we'll start out of the gates really hot, but then we'll stop altogether and then I need to pick it up again at the end of the month. And we move through this cycle of activity. But if you were to break it down into small, consistent chunks and just do that each and every day, what you're going to do is you're going to be building momentum. You're not only building momentum in your results, but you're building momentum in your habits and also in your excitement of getting the results that you're having. So you're going to want more of that. You're going to want to continue to build on that path. So breaking it down into daily tasks. And then the second secret is to do a weekly review of what you just completed. Many of us will just keep going, and then we don't know where we're headed. But by doing a weekly review, you ask yourself the questions is, what went well? Where could I have improved? What's the learning? Where do I need to adjust the plan? And what are my next action steps? And when you're doing that, you're constantly growing. I've often loved the example of what airline pilots will say is they'll say that during the course of their flight, 99% of the time they are off course because of wind and altitude, whatever, and they constantly have to readjust. And if you're off on that flight by just 1%, let's say you take off from Los Angeles with your intention to going to Oahu, Honolulu, Hawaii, and you're 1% off south, at the end of that 5-hour trip, 6-hour trip, you're not going to end up in Honolulu. You'll probably end up in New Zealand, right? Because you'll continue to move and diverge from where you wanted to go. So being able to do that weekly review can add so much richness to your ability to adjust, to stay on the right path, and make changes where you need. And then finally, is create a habit inside of yourself where you are doing ongoing practices on a daily basis, apart from maybe the things that you want just for your breakthrough. Like for me, each and every day begins with my 6 M's of morning mastery. You can check out another video on those. But spending times for me in mindfulness and meditation and memoirs of writing things down so I'm clearing my thoughts, getting motivational videos that I'm watching, all those types of things I start my day each and every day with. So now what happens is I'm already starting on an upward trajectory. And so that's what I'm recommending that you do as well, is what are the types of ongoing practices that you can take consistent action on to lead you to breakthrough results. So there you have it, my friends. There are my 3 secrets to consistent action to lead to those breakthrough results. And if you're looking to maybe go a little bit deeper on this journey and integrate all of the 3 C's into your life, check out my website, chrisnatzke.com, and at the very top, you're going to see I'm going to be opening up a new program starting on September 17th, and I call it the Breakthrough Coaching Program. And what I'm going to do is help you take a deeper dive into these 3 C's as a group, not only working with the wisdom of people that's inside the group, but also have an opportunity to coach with me one-on-one to experience the breakthrough in a 6-week period that you desire. So anyway, that's what I've got for you. Love you to check it out and maybe set up an informational call with me to learn more about what that program is all about. So until next time, this has been Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.